Ladies, this episode is about what men want in a woman.
Well, that's a short list.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
I'm Ranuma.
And I'm Ace.
And welcome to the rnipodcast.
What men want in women.
That's right. We're going to be talking about the men.
Let's see. I'll start in this one. Okay, so
for sure.
I find myself more of a person that kind of leads situations in a relationship, like where to eat, when to leave. You know, whether it's a party or maybe like the store. You
Is it because they're picky? Like it has to be sushi today.
No, it's more
Korean
like
barbecue tomorrow.
It's more like so say like we're just kind of just, I guess in the sense of just idly walking around. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like
decision maker.
I just help make decisions faster.
Gotcha.
And I mean, obviously, if she needs to do other things, I'm gonna let her do it. You know what I mean? Like I also like when she can lead too.
Yeah.
Because I can also follow in suit. So you know what I mean? Like I do like it when a woman likes to depend on me.
Right.
But I also would like her to know that I can depend on her when she is in that role of helping, you know, any situation out, whether, you know, it's with children, it's with situations at the store, like say, or even like altercations with other people.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like that's what kind of woman I want. You know what I mean? I'm a team-oriented person, so you know what I mean? Like obviously relationships are partnerships. So you know, I'm definitely for the team.
That's pretty close to what I got, you know.
Yeah, well, even ladylike, oh, the more ladylike, oh, the better.
Oh, I was just gonna say that. I was gonna say that the kind of woman that I'm interested or attracted to has to be, you know, ladylike. Can't be all like, I don't know. I'm specifically, personally, not attracted to those, you know, tomboyish ones, you know. I don't know about you. You know, it's kind of weird.
I used to crush on the tomboy girls in my classes, like back in elementary and middle school.
Yeah, I mean, unless they're pulling their style as like, you know, how Aaliyah was dressed up.
Oh yeah,
that's a different kind of category then.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, you know, like my women, strong, independent. You know, like that one Neo song. What is that one song by Neo? Miss Independent. Yeah, love that song.
Miss Independent.
Yup. I mean, we can just sing that for like 4 minutes, but you know.
Reminds me of our college days.
That's right.
Good times.
And so basically, just need someone to that can trust me as I trust them.
Trust, yeah, that's
trust is one of the things. You know, you need that one, you know, that one person that you can lean on. Obviously, like how you said it. You're in a team, right?
Exactly.
When something goes bad, something horrible goes wrong at work, especially, you can just come home to them and just, you know, just kind of fill them in and what happened.
Yeah.
Vent. So that's one of the things. I also, I'm a really chill person. I don't know about you, but I'm super chill. So I don't know about those girls or, you know, women that like to go out all the time. I know we're in like party central here. Las Vegas, where they like to go into clubs and stuff. But I'm a homebody. I don't know about you, but I'm a homebody, and
I'm also a homebody. Well, I mean, I can go out too, but
that's because you have to.
Yeah, that's true.
You have to go out. You got to, you know, provide the music.
You're right.
You got to provide that music.
But okay, so you're more of a homebody than I am, though. I assume.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I mean, you know, growing up, listening to music, go outside and play basketball, but that's all in the house, you know? I don't really like, I mean, when I was growing up, I think the only time that I'm out of the house is when I'm playing, of course, like I said, basketball, or go to my friend Alvin's house, or go to watch a movie, or go to Kingsgate in Sacramento. That was like one of the things that I like to do. But like, going around, like what you said earlier, has to be a team effort.
Yes, gotta be.
It has to be.
You can't, like, you know, even though I say I'm like the person that likes to make the decisions, or more like a dominant type. Right. I don't. It doesn't mean that I'm always like in that mode all the time. You know what I mean? It's just that if, say, she can't figure things out right away, then I could just kind of make quick decisions, and she doesn't have to agree with them. But they just make sense. There'll be decisions that makes sense for that situation. In my opinion.
It's almost kind of like going back to what you were just saying earlier. Like, where do you want to eat? I don't know. Where do you want to eat? Round and round we go, and then all right, fine. We're gonna go have Taco Bell right here.
We're gonna have this right now because we can't figure out
Korean barbecue tonight at 8 p.m.
That'll be at least a week, a week long, trip.
Oh, gee.
But okay, so we have interviewed about what 50 men, and we all got their input on what they look for in a woman.
Yeah.
We asked different questions, and we interviewed different people. So I'll let Randolph start here.
Yeah, and at the same time, we also just shot out, mass text messages to everybody saying, just a general question: what do you guys like in a woman? So we asked men of our social and professional circles about what kind of women they prefer, and if anything changed, questions like, what kind of partner do they view themselves as?
Oh yeah, and so if for my first question in the survey that I gave out was, what kind of partner do you as a man see themselves or yourself as?
Yeah.
And some of these characteristics were like a dominant trait, like someone like me, someone fair, who kind of just is always just kind of maybe is like, let's go with the flow.
Like half and half.
But that's just me. I don't know exactly what it that entails altogether. But there's also indifferent, like a man who is kind of like who
just super unsure.
Yeah.
Just totally unsure.
But knows that he's trying to make both parties happy, himself and his partner. So, there's so many other ones too. I mean, I got a couple people that said that they're loyal. I got some that say that they are goofy in a relationship, playful. You know what I mean? And we also have people who are they call themselves unique yet diversified.
Ooh.
And also
like
encouraging.
That.
Someone said encouraging, and I'm like, wow, that's an awesome trait that you see yourself mostly doing for your partner. You're always encouraging. You know what I mean? Like always doing something. Like it feels like more of a positive vibe that you're giving out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's
That's
great.
always a good thing.
Yeah.
Always good to have that. And then so the next one, what is the first attractive trait you notice in a woman?
Yeah, and you got like what? Physical,
mental, material.
That's like what they dress
that
like.
Is,
stuff like that.
Yeah, that's actually a good one.
Yeah.
I still count that as, I guess, appearance-wise. And then there's other things,
Yeah.
And then, so we also got the turn-offs before and after, or after the relationship, or like did it change and why? So I'm gonna just bring it out there on my end. So before a relationship, for me, if you are a smoker, huge turnoff. I'm a respiratory therapist.
For me too.
I'm asthmatic, as we learned from our last episode.
Inhaler.
Or the other two episodes, actually. I needed my inhaler, and you're over here smoking? Nah, can't have that. And then so the same question after the relationship. So I'm with somebody who doesn't smoke, and what are some things that are pointed out that you didn't like in the relationship? Well, I can tell you from, I hate to bring it up, but in my past relationship, they like to argue a lot. They like to just have that argument. I don't know why they just like to have that. It's just weird. Like is that the only interaction that you guys like, or what?
Maybe they like that. They like that intense chemistry.
Like, dang,
they want combustion in the relationship.
I like fire, but I can't be burned all the time.
And asking for me, a turn off obviously is also smoking cigarettes. That's definitely not a thing that I like. I also don't like messy women.
Oh yeah, that's
messy.
That's actually that's a big one.
I can understand like a little mess here and there, but like constant, like someone that doesn't know how to, pick up after themselves, then, it's not a fun thing.
Yeah, because you'll end up picking up after them.
Right.
And it's kind of like, that's tedious, come on.
Yeah. Look at what our survey said what most of the men, like a lot of the turnoffs are actually very different. Like I had a couple of them that did have like cigarette smoke as like a no-go. Like that's not the way. But there's others. There's tons.
Yeah. So yeah, there like you said, there's tons of different turnoffs. So before relationships would be like, one-sided interest on dates, if they're conceited, they're rude, lack of respect, disrespectful, material tendencies like looking at their phones or going through their bags,
Yeah, that's a big turnoff. Yeah,
I don't
for
know.
sure.
Like, looking at their phones. And even some of the turnoffs during the relationship would be like, familiar PD, not caring or affectionate, no communication,
Yeah.
no communication.
If you can't communicate after a relationship, there is something going on.
Like,
what I mean?
what is it about then?
Exactly.
What is a relationship with no communication? Or one that doesn't keep promises or commitments, and so these are the ones that stuck out in the survey as we gave it out. A
lot of men said these things like repeatedly, and I'm just like, wow, okay, well, that makes it a lot easier to understand what are turnoffs for men in a woman. We also asked we have other responses from a different question. Oops. Ooh, that hit the mic. We asked other questions.
Slap it.
And Randolph here was the one that spoke to these guys, and let's hear some of what they said.
It was like I said, we did like a mass text, and I said, hey, I'm shoot this text out, and what are some things, or like one or two things that you guys are attractive in a woman, and some of the responses are. First one here is a woman that can cook and is loving. And
dude, cooking
a
bomb meal and then getting cuddles, yo.
So this one was brought to you.
It's a bear's dream right there.
Yeah, by Ryan Allas. And the next one, same thing. We asked him the same thing. So they said personality, but goals and ambitions. This is from a.k.a. or Chris, a.k.a. Balut. For those who don't know what balut is, it's like a Filipino delicacy. It's really, you should probably Google it. Next one is honesty and loyalty for sure. Now that was brought to you by one of my good friends, Lee, last name Scott. And we got a lot of responses, from this one.
Is that me?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So, there's some too that say that they got to be funny and like beer. Beer is a very it's a sacred thing between or that men have, and if you can share a beer as a woman, if you can share a beer with a man, that is very intimate. Yeah, I believe.
I think there are some men that actually that I know of actually that they have to have that beer, or I don't know, like what you said. And so this one is actually no surprise to me. I don't know if it's for you.
Yeah, it's not a surprise. That's and like beer. Yeah, you gotta like beer.
I mean, I don't drink.
I do.
I don't drink a lot. I don't even
occasionally
drink beer a lot. So,
but I mean, a nice beer is good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, we have another one. Or that person who said they like beer would like to be anonymous, actually. So
Yeah.
you can't say who that is. However, we can say that he speaks for a lot of men. Saying. Loyalty and support, and can cook some bomb-ass food. Yes. I mean,
food again.
Loyalty is huge, and food, they coincide, you know what I'm saying?
I think that's one thing that I left out, too, from mine. I mean, food, I don't know. I love to eat.
Man, food,
I don't know about you.
That's an amazing habit. That's a good habit.
I like to eat, but...
And that was by Jay Nagatori. Shout out to you, Jay. Of course,
He has to put his IG out there,
He has wheystedVet. It's hard to spell.
WHEYSTED as in dog, vet, like veterinarian. Oh, I'm just kidding. Oh, veteran. Veteran, my bad.
Yeah, man.
My bad. And then we also got another person who goes by the name of Ginger Mike. And
nice.
how do you say Corniola? Yeah.
Yeah.
And he also says loyalty and trust and a sense of humor, actually.
Yeah.
Sense of humor. How is that? Would you say on top of the list for you?
Yeah, I mean, I would like a woman with sense of humor. Like, she could be funny, or at least know what is funny.
Yeah,
and, like, doesn't have to take everything so serious.
Right.
But I'm a serious kind of guy sometimes. So
yeah,
like, I joke a lot though.
Right.
I'm not gonna say that I don't joke. So yeah.
I think for me, it's more of they cannot be too dry. They just can't be like, I got to get some other response from you than, You know what I mean? So, another one is stability, loyalty, goal-oriented. I don't know about you, but we just read off like 4 that had loyalty.
Yeah, loyalty is a big thing. It's funny though, like, I read on a lot of memes and feeds, or my feed on Twitter and, Facebook, Instagram, and it's like, it's vice versa, like the women always want loyalty.
Yeah.
I actually just saw a meme last night about it was a picture of like holding your back, and it looked like a pain meme, like one of those old like take this patch for your pain in the back. So they had that image, and it said me after a day holding all this loyalty or carrying all this loyalty on my back, and I was dying. It was.
It's like I can't take it. Like, nuh-uh, you could.
Yeah.
Just take it. Keep going.
It was one of my homegirls that had it up, and she, I was just like, yeah, okay, all right, that's tight. I like that. So she made it known that loyalty is what it's about, too. So yes, men and women definitely we like that loyalty.
And then I think that just goes along with being a teammate, being team oriented, because there's always going to be there's going to be between you and the person that you're in a relationship. So you just got to have that trust with each other all the time,
Oh yeah.
So that one was from Larry Edmunds, and so he's the one who said stability, loyalty, goal oriented. The next one is from our good friend here by Leo Serrano.
Hey, Leo.
So I asked him personally. He said, he's like, well, I don't know about guys or about you guys. I think what he's meant to say. Yeah, he's like, I'm pretty sure he knows what he meant to say about, I don't know about guys. But he said, but I like women with a great sense of humor and kind-hearted. Being a nerd also doesn't hurt.
Yeah, nerdy girls. It's cool, man.
Nerdy girls. What do you say about that?
I love nerdy girls. I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, they got to be all Star Wars decked out.
I mean, Star Wars isn't the only thing that's nerdy, but you know what I mean? Like, we got, anime nerds, female anime nerds.
Like,
what's up?
Cosplay.
What's up? I'm sorry.
Do you have to have cosplay in their mind all the time?
Cosplay? Yeah. Women who cosplay, man. And when they get it right, you know what I mean? Man, it's like they pop out the screen.
Hit him up.
You know what I'm saying? What's up?
Man. So, I mean, I consider myself a nerd. I don't know about you.
I am a big nerd.
I'm a nerd.
I'm a big nerd.
I'm not afraid to say it. I tell Pauline, I'm like, I'm a nerd. I don't care what you say. I love Batman,
Yeah, like a lot of the things that you have, like, I mean,
I grew up playing Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I'm not afraid to say that.
We play a tabletop game that costs hundreds of dollars. And
War Machine,
and we play against each other. So yeah, we there.
Yeah, we are. And then now we got that one game called Judgment.
Yeah, Judgment. I played it. It's awesome.
Introduced it to him finally. And
it's awesome. I tried to not like it, but it was.
But then he came around saying
to not like it.
He's like, you way undersold this thing,
Yeah, he did.
He's like, you didn't sell it right, but well, it's just a lot of.
He's like, it's like War Machine.
Yeah,
and I'm like, it is not like War Machine, but it's close, I guess. It's close to the idea of what it is. But anyway.
Yeah, that's a huge different story.
Being a nerd, it doesn't hurt, ladies. It doesn't. But being a nerd and being serious also has to be able to. I think for me, like, a friend of mine once told me that he doesn't know how I could be like into so many different like nerdy things, but kind of like know how to switch it off when I'm with a different crowd or something like that. A lot of people don't know how to do that.
I think that's a trait you gotta learn, because I'm in the same way. So it's kind of like you know, you go play basketball, you kind of focus on basketball. Like,
Yeah.
And then if it comes out to one of the players saying, "Oh, I like Dragon Ball Z," like, "Oh,
yeah,
nerd cred right there,"
like,
you know?
boom. Oh, you mean that? Oh, yeah,
He's
I
got
do
that
watch
nerd
that.
cred. Hey,
Yeah, and
go.
I noticed that a lot of there's a lot of people who are very cultured these days, and that know a lot of different things, and those are really interesting people to talk to. And so, a lot of women that I know who are very cultured like that have awesome conversation.
That's true.
I have awesome conversations with them, and it could be amazing.
Reason why is because they keep an open mind.
Yeah,
that's it.
All right, we got the next one right here from our boy Ketzu. All right, so he says,
I think we're gonna censor this.
He says, someone to leave me the F alone and has her shit together. I ain't trying to deal with her issues. And it's got to be a dog person, too.
Dang it, Ketzu. Now we got to put censored, on this podcast.
I couldn't say the F word, but because TV allows the shit, that's okay.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
It's on
that or I just don't watch a lot of
Law
TV.
and Order, maybe.
Oh,
or
really?
NCSI. I don't know which order the letters are, but it's the one in L.A. and the one in New Orleans.
Oh, geez.
NCSI, NCIS, I think. They don't really do it. Yeah. Sorry, I just had to make sure.
This is the that one part where we said different crowds. I'm not in that crowd actually. None of that one. All right. So this next one, this is a pretty long or lengthy one here. So I'm going to be reading this out here. This one comes from a very good friend, Emanuel Ramirez, who he works on the F-35 planes over at Nellis Air Force Base. Really good friend. And so what he said after I asked them, what do you find, or what do you find attractive, or what do you find in the women that you like, or what do they have to have, So his response was, with age and experience, it changes. Fun and outgoing, plus someone who wants to hang out is always a young man's want. Also continues to say, as I'm older, I want transparency. Like, hey, I don't like this. I like that. It makes me mad when something like that. And second is they have to have a drive or passion to be better and do better. Nothing worse than a woman who wants it all, but doesn't help you work towards it. So ambition. Equal partnerships is the hardest thing to find. You may make completely different money, but you work together to get to that common goal or joint happiness. That's it's a big passage there, but if you break it in two, so the first part, what he was saying is like fun and outgoing, want to hang out, something like that, like stuff that a young man wants to do. Because as you get older, things change,
Yeah, hanging out is always a thing.
Yeah,
you want to do. You want to get to know your partner. So.
And then the next one, the second is drive and passion to do better. I kind of failed to put that on my list, but because as an independent woman, obviously they had to have the drive and ambition.
Yes.
So they can't be just just sitting there stuck in the same level the whole time. I'm like, girl, we need to level you up. Going back to the nerd credit right there.
Leveling up.
Level up. So the next one remains anonymous. Yep. Don't tell. Very simple. Honesty and compassion. Honesty and compassion.
There's another honesty right there.
Yeah.
Honesty. Being honest is not that hard,
Yeah.
And it's being honest about the stuff that is difficult. Like, say you're having a difficult time, be honest with.
Right.
Be honest with us. Men will know if you're angry. Like, they listen more to, obviously, a lot of them,
Yeah.
anger. If
right,
and you give them a chance to, anyway.
Right, and then there's the honesty that's like overfilling, where it's brutally honest.
Mm-hmm.
I can be like that sometimes. So
be compassionate. To be compassionate,
you have to
be. To be patient with us, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, sometimes, we don't get what you mean in the beginning. A
so
lot of
being
times,
patient overall,
being patient and letting us know, like, instead of having us try to figure it out, you know what I mean? Like, it'll end, like, the situation would definitely diffuse itself if, we're told what is wrong. But then again, if you're constantly repeating yourself, then I don't know, maybe we definitely need to fix something.
That's called going around in circles and not going anywhere. The next one is by Chad Faso. He worked with him, and he became an RT, respiratory therapist, after I was there. And he is in married life just recently. Congratulations. And
congrats.
he says, I'd say humor and dependability / trust. There goes that trust again.
Yeah, man.
Are we here's a side question. As men, do we have the insecurity of trust, do you think? Or does it depend on
it depends on what they've gone through too.
Yeah.
Like everybody's situation is different. You know, and it's for both men and women. Like sometimes they went in a relationship where their partner was doing everything that they weren't supposed to, and it just kind of hurt them. And you know, and the most human thing to do is to protect yourself from something like that again.
Yeah. So I think you're right, because I think it is case by case, individual. Just depends on what they've gone through.
How you grow through heartbreak.
Yeah.
You know, for me, like, you know, like it's definitely, I would want trust for sure. I want to be able to trust and leave her to do what she always does, you know, without her being, what is that? Second guessing herself about this relationship.
Oh man.
You know, as long as if she doesn't know it yet, and she, you know, it's tough. It's tough, but we have to do that, and so for women too. Like, you know, they may have been played by men. Like I know that there's a lot of men out there that, you know, just like, you know, they just try to do one thing, and then, you know, once it's done, they're like, all right, we don't want anything to do with you, and that's terrible. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, you know, I'm like, this isn't because we want to show that men are also have our sensitive side, but you know, we know that, you know, on both sides of the scale, that there are bad folks out there that isn't for you.
Yeah. So the next one, this one's from Jay Ono.
Jay Ono says, no drama, to have your man's back. If he has goals, encourage and support him. And a bonus, amazing sex. Ladies, amazing sex does go a long way. You know,
that huge bonus.
It's his bonus. It's in caps.
It is actually.
It's in
I
caps.
just saw that. Next one is by one of my good buddies, known him since elementary school. Dustin Forrester plays basketball. He's I want to say professional actor, because he's like up and coming right now.
Oh,
he's
snap.
in like a whole bunch of commercials. You should check him out. We'll put his IG and everything on the contents down below. But he also says, loyalty and communication. Holy crapazoids. A lot of loyalty here.
Yeah.
But here we go. Communication,
yep. Talking amongst each other so that the relationship can become stronger. What's wrong in it? What's right in it? You can also talk about what's right in it. Like, you know what I mean? Like down the line. Right. You know, what is that? They call it the honeymoon phase of a relationship. Will always be something that's nice. I think after that phase is where you start communicating, you start talking. And, you know, because obviously in the first honeymoon phase, you're just like, oh, so in love.
Yeah. It's like,
it's so beautiful.
You're in love with love. And all of a sudden,
it's so beautiful.
All of a sudden you get to know the person even better or more. And you're like, oh, start to back away because you start seeing a whole bunch of those red flags, you know? And, that's why you're supposed to just gotta keep it slow. Take it slow. The next one, okay, so he remains anonymous, but he says a sense of humor, strong personality, and has to have confidence. Confidence. I don't think I've seen that one before.
A confident woman.
Yeah.
I would say she's like along with the independent type.
Yeah.
Maybe ladylike too.
Ladylike.
Like, you know, like I don't see a lot of men looking for confident women all too often. But I think there's like a level of confidence that most men like, and that's when, you know, girls can have their own, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
You know, that won't just bow down to anybody. I guess I'm not sure.
Are we going back to that thing where the dominance now, or
A dominant female, that's sexy to me. So, yeah. Would it if a dominant but someone who can be a team player, is that like a passive aggressive person, or is that aggressive passive? Does that make sense? No, I don't think that makes sense.
I think it's option B, but I am not sure. So yeah, he remains anonymous, but that was a good one. The next one is by Roman Santa Croce. Good sense of humor and good cook. There goes that cook again.
Cooking. Ladies.
Hey.
If you can cook, that's like a cooking skill +1. Like, I wish
you get extra credits if you know how to cook.
Wouldn't it be funny if you had like, your like traits and the amount of level it takes? You know what I mean? Like I would like a level 5 cooking female.
Like Jumanji?
Yeah.
Like my weakness. It's like up here at the top.
Well, I mean, and her cooking was like, I don't know, her strengths.
There you go.
But it's a funny thing.
It's like 80 out of 100.
Right.
It's like she has more room to improve. She can go to like 200. But yeah, that was from Roman Santa Croce. The last one here before we get into more nitty gritty stuff. So this one is from Sergeant Rost. He was my AFJ ROTC instructor from Hiram Johnson back in Sacramento. Funny thing is I ran into him in LA recently, I think last year. And so we stayed connected ever since. And I just threw this question out here to them, try to get some variety. And I like what he has to say, actually. So he says, 2 things I wanted in women. And that actually has an exclamation point there. So he says, I like a woman who's independent, strong. And he actually says, no wimpy wife. I can
gotta hold her own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's weird because I can hear him say all this stuff.
Like he want to do like a husband-wife like versus husband and wife kind of deal. You know?
Yeah, there you go. I guess one who's not afraid of competition. Competition as in you and the person you're with.
That's true.
The next one, or the next thing he says is one that will not fall apart. Again, that's one who's strong. Someone who can make decisions. And he also puts in a little story. He goes that when he was flying during his Air Force career, so it's, etc. So somebody, when he was in Air Force, basically, he needed or wanted somebody who was strong and can hold it down while he was gone, basically. Number 2, a woman who likes activities in all 4 seasons. He literally puts down summer, fall, winter, and spring, and she must pass the season's test.
What activities can you do in fall?
Have you heard of that? The season test. Huh.
What? I mean, I guess in fall you can just kind of do anything. You can rollerblade, bike. In the summer you can surf.
Jet ski. Go up, maybe down to a lake or something.
Oh, in winter, obviously, winter stuff like snowboarding, skiing, sledding, all those good stuff.
Shoot.
Spring.
I don't know about you, but I love winter. That's the cuddle season right there.
I lived in Alaska. Winter's awesome.
He's like, winter was like year round.
Well, darkness was half a year round, and the light was half a year round up in Alaska. In Anchorage, like winter was awesome. Once the first snowfall fell or hit, I was outside, making like snowballs, and I always want, whenever you go on the outside on the street, like it has all the dirt and whatever and snow. But it packs on real hard as ice, and like some of my friends used to grab little bits of it and put it into snow and like whip that at me. Those bad boys, so sore. Those are activities that I probably won't want to do again. I was about like 12 years old, and I'll just be whipping them.
So would you say, would that be like a turnoff for you?
That would be a shut off for me. Like you throw that at me, we're like, oh wow, okay.
100% no. 100%.
No.
So that's what I got for the responses that I got when I shot out that text. But I'm pretty interested on what you got from the survey.
So we already went through the good stuffs about what type of person men see themselves as in a relationship. What is the first attractive trait they find in a woman, and the next one would be the type of woman they prefer, whether it be ladylike, whether it be laid back, someone who had shared interests, and someone who was independent. Obviously, from looking at Randolph's questions and the answers that he got from his questions, most men want a strong woman.
And loyalty
and communication and obviously someone who cooks. We were almost going to forget about that. Like, we're looking at the real highlights, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of men preferred a laid back and someone who shared interests. Like, I gave the answer where you can only have one answer.
Like a multiple choice kind of thing.
Yeah, I gave them a multiple choice, but people kept, adding. They're like, oh, I want this and this. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm like, wow, that doesn't really work. Like, there was like 3 guys that were just like all of them. I was like, of course you want them all, but you can't have them all if you can only answer it once. But
so all the above?
Because I know them, because they're both from my social circles and my professional circles, excuse me, they, I obviously think, I value how they think on what they want in a woman. So yeah, ladylike, which is what I like, it was actually a rarity. Like, a lot of guys didn't really like the ladylike kind of women. And I'm like, really? Really, you don't like those? That's almost like a TV kind of lady. You know what I mean? The one that kind of helps out the house. The ones that give like a souffle to the neighbor that just moved into the neighborhood. I don't know why, but I've always liked those kind of women. Like, since I was a kid. Yeah. Like, just always in a dress, cooking some food and then like being really communicative, with the community, something like that.
I don't know, for some reason, I don't know if you remember that one show, I Love Lucy.
Yeah.
I don't know why that came into my mind just now.
Yeah, because she was
very communicative.
She was very communicative and she was very involved.
She was very expressive. Yeah. Very expressive.
I don't know why like that
came into my mind.
So that was one of the things that, was very interesting when I was, going over the answers. Like, a friend of mine was talking to me about shared interest, and shared interest it definitely helps. Someone were saying like, they have differences and whatever, but shared interest definitely helps. Share a common goal with the two. Like, so say they both liked, video games or whatever.
Or they're both like entrepreneurs, and
they
want to do a business together.
Yeah, and they go back off of each other.
Yeah.
And then the last question was actually my favorite question. So my favorite, the question was the ideal celebrity woman. A lot of the answers came to me as a surprise. There were only 2 people that shared the same celebrity, that celebrity was Anna Kendrick.
Anna Kendrick, Perfect?
Yeah, for Pitch Perfect. She had 2 men share the same interests.
The
others,
this is rigged.
Different,
all
different.
You like her.
I do. I do, but...
So you put 2 just because you like her.
That wasn't me. No, it wasn't me. So I would technically be 3.
I'm just kidding. He's like, you said I'll give her a 3.
Yeah. But there are other women that I thought would have more than one. Like, but these are some of the names that came up, but only had one guy that looked at her. Mm-hmm. So there was like Halle Berry, Gal Gadot, Scarlett Johansson, Jessica Alba, Natalie Portman, Jean Aiko, and the list goes on. There's a lot. There's tons. Okay? Yeah. I can't put them all on here. But I was just like, okay, Halle Berry. Okay, that's normal, right? I mean, that's been a big... she's been a crush for most men in the past decade, or I want to say a decade ago. I think Jessica Alba, too.
Still, Jessica Alba, yeah.
Jessica Alba, Natalie Portman, I know that she's definitely a favorite amongst some of the
female Thor. Yeah. She's gonna be Thor, right?
And
this is my nerd coming out. Sorry.
And I look back at the celebrity questions, and I got two feedback from 2 different guys on my list, and one of them was they can't be ideal if I don't know them. And I'm like, oh, that's true, because you don't know a celebrity, you just kind of have an idea of what she's like. And I think that it's because more I was looking at kind of like a crush or someone that you would look for in a a relationship, like looks, how she is at, I don't know, in live events in front of people. Like that's the person that I would assume would be your ideal woman. What would be that woman? And that, like, the reason why I chose like Anna Kendrick was because actually what I thought was really cute was when she was with Trevor Noah in his behind the scenes moment, and she talked to him, and they were able to talk off each other, and she was really funny about it. And yeah, I was just like, okay, she's awesome. You know what I mean? But he's right though. Like if you don't know the celebrity, then you can't really gauge what is ideal. But I ultimately meant like more of a crush or someone that you've seen, what you've seen her do off screen, or not off screen, but like out of movies and TV shows that she's in. And that was really cool. And the other one was someone gave me a character instead of the actress. This was
pretty interesting.
Yeah, like so. They said they like the character Letty from the Fast and the Furious franchise. Yeah. Who was played by Michelle Rodriguez. Now, I also had a crush on her back when they first started. I was like, dang, who that? And it was cool because instead of a celebrity, he was looking at the character which the celebrity played. I thought that was really interesting. So he also said, like, I don't think this really counts as a celebrity, but this is the character that I like. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, cool. Well, I'll accept that because that's a great answer because, you know what I mean? Like that's also another way to look at a celebrity because like the previous question that I liked, which was, you don't really know them, but with when you know the character, then you kind of do know them, but you know what type of person that they could play. Right. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. That made sense in my head writing this down, but
so it's kind of like they're more attracted to the character that they're playing instead of the actual actor or actress.
Yeah. And
I can see that happening though.
Yeah, and also to all the fellas that did the surveys, we'll put your names down below because there's a lot of names to put down. So we'll put
it was like 102, right? 102 guys. Dang.
Sure, yeah.
They
That's how many guys.
At first it was like 1,000 something, but anyways.
All right, that wraps up this episode. In the next episode, we're going to be talking about
the process of writing a song.
Thank you to White Wong Media. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment on YouTube. All the links are down below. Thanks again for tuning in. See you all next time.